to you. Welcome to the Daily Buzz. I'm Holly Hannula, and alongside me is Chris Markowski, our watchdog on Wall Street.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning. We got a lot on tap today. It's round 4.
Yes.
Round 4 for Judge Sonia Sotomayor.
Absolutely. So we'll be weighing in on that, give you all the updates. The biggest news story this morning is the murder investigation of the Florida couple known for adopting special needs children. New this morning, authorities are charging an 8th-person, Pamela Long-Wiggins in the slaying. Sheriff David Morgan spoke out last night. Take a listen.
Tonight we are taking into custody Miss Pamela Long-Wiggins, and she will be charged with accessory after the fact for felony murder. And again, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. we'll hold a joint press conference with the State Attorney's Office and the Escambia County Sheriff's Office. We will fill you in on the specifics of these charges and Miss Wiggins.
Here's what we know so far. Pamela Long-Wiggins will be charged, as he said, with accessory after the fact of felony murder, and that Wiggins is allegedly a family friend of this ringleader that we've heard so much about.
And these are perfectly executed murders. The only thing I think they screwed up on was they failed to shut off the cameras remotely. And now, which is even odd, Holly's doing a great job investigating this whole thing, is the fact that the Drug Enforcement Agency is involved in this case.
Yes.
Which you know, begs even more questions. And the sheriff has been saying all along, look, this is the case. We answer some questions and more questions arise. So now the DEA is involved. Hopefully this morning more questions will be answered and we'll get
But it seems like every day we keep getting more information, and with more information, it's like you get 2 pieces of information and it opens up 6 more questions.
Sure.
The DEA thing is a big thing for me. I can't believe that. We're seeing more and more of this happen all around the country, where they're actually targeting drug dealers and their families, anybody's involved with the drug trade. So interesting to watch.
There was a case just by you there in Sarasota,
out in the Sarasota, Bradenton area, a young couple, they found baggies and scales and drug paraphernalia in the house. Somebody came in, tried to rob them, shot, dead, both mother, pregnant, lost the baby as well. Terrible story.
Yeah. Well, you know, and I think a lot of people, too, with this case are wondering why, you know, we've got this safe that supposedly we don't know yet what was contained in the safe that they stole. But a lot of people wondering, okay, you can see the criminal minds that might want to get at some of this money this guy had, but why was it necessary to go in and essentially just execute the couple in order to pull this off?
And this is the reason why investigators are saying there's a gaping hole here. We're trying to put all the pieces together, but someone had to know something about the security system. And
absolutely.
Thankfully, someone didn't disarm the security cameras, or investigators wouldn't have the 8 suspects in custody that they have now, because they're saying this was executed for over 30 days. These people were strategic in planning this crime, and thankfully the cameras weren't turned off because 8 people are now in custody. And today, what's going to be happening is at 10 a.m. they're going to have that press conference, and Sheriff Morgan has been saying, look, we'll speak out more about this new suspect that was just arrested last night.
I think they're playing one against the other right now. That's what police officers do really well, and hopefully get more information. It's who's on the inside, what did they know, and what their connections are. Because just to get at that security system, you've got to think about it. So you've got to have some sort of access code to be able to shut that off remotely. They obviously did it the wrong way, but to even have access to that, there has to be somebody on the inside.
You think about how bizarre this case is, too, because of the people that we have arrested so far. Their ages range from the 50s on down to a 16-year-old boy who is being charged as an adult in this. I mean, the scope of this thing just seems so bizarre.
Well, not only that, they look. I mean, you take a look at these guys. You never want to judge a book by the cover, but it looks like the redneck group. It doesn't look like Ocean's 11 type of a crew.
Exactly.
You know, they're pulling off a crime like this. Something
Michael
else.
Jackson, of course, the biggest story that has been around for quite some time here. But a lot of people asking questions. You know, why did he get to the point that he was, Chris? You know, why was so much drugs involved? And some people have actually believed that it was because of what happened back in 1984 with the big Pepsi commercial where his hair caught on fire.
Yeah, you remember when we were kids at that age, and there was like it was like almost like a joke. Remember, they had like lighters with his head on it, and the flame would go up, and it wasn't even expected to be like it was a big deal. But now, I caught some of this video last night, and I couldn't watch it all the way through because it was once he started shaking his head, it really bothered me.
Yeah, it's pretty violent too. If you have kids in the room, you might want to ask them to pop out because this video is might be bothersome somewhat. Here's what it looked like.
Now, what happened there was the pyrotechnics were set off too early on the 6th take, and he got second and third-degree burns to his face and scalp, and that's when he started. They say this. He started using the Demerol, and he got hooked on all the drugs.
And I says obviously it says a lot about how drugs. He was wearing wigs for a while because he couldn't grow his hair back. Some say he was still wearing wigs up to his death. The latest right now on the investigation, it is not being investigated as a homicide. It's ongoing.
So that was a rumor yesterday. That got out there fast.
The LAPD had told Access Hollywood that the investigation of the singer's death is ongoing, and it is currently under investigation. And they had said that it was actually being treated as a homicide. That's Access Hollywood has said that. TMZ has actually reconfirmed that it's not. What do you think about that? Do you think that maybe that was part of the cause? And then also, I think he's surrounded by yes men. People that are not really looking out for his welfare. I'm sure that added to it.
That's some of the downsides of having a lot of money and being successful. And I just think that they got to let it go.
Yeah.
I feel more and more bad for this guy every single day with this out here. I mean, it was a big joke back in 1985. It was a huge joke in regards to this thing. It was a really serious
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the big Coast to Coast Theater Show we like to call the Daily Buzz. That's what my dad thinks the name of the show is. That's not a lie. Today's Thursday, the 16th day of July. My name is Mitch English.
I'm Andy Campbell. Here's what's going on today. An 8th person has been arrested in connection with the murder of a Florida couple known for adopting special needs children.
And today should be the last day of questionings for Sonia Sotomayor's Supreme Court confirmation. We're going to let you know what she's in for today.
Good morning. Don't adjust that dial. I'm not Kia Malone. I'm Chris Markowski. A glitch from Visa showed many cardholders they owed more than $23 quadrillion. $23 quadrillion, more than the GDP. This is news by the numbers. I shouldn't be talking right now. This should be Holly for crying out loud. Holly, where are you?
I'm right here. Thanks, Chris. All right, 25 years after it happened, video of Michael Jackson's hair catching on fire during a Pepsi commercial has surfaced. We'll show it to you later, but first, here's Andy with news. Number 1, Zips. It's an application for, I guess, the perverts out there. It's a virtual zipper that you can drag up and down. You can also add photos of anyone and undress them, which I just find very creepy. Am I alone here, guys, or do you have this iPhone
That's
app?
the problem. You're not alone, and we are, and we need freaking pictures like that, okay?
I believe this is the subject of a Scott Baio movie called
Does it come
Zap.
with the X-ray glasses, too, in the back of comic books again?
This is Scott Baio
And Willie
Zap.
Ames.
Hey, there's exactly.
Willie Ames was in there.
There's plenty more to come here on The Big Show. We're going to be checking in with Mr. Chris Markowski about health care. And also, we're going to be telling you about flesh-eating robots in the military. You got to hear this to believe it. And Chris Markowski, our guest host today, there he is, will be weighing in on health care reform and how it might be affecting small business. You don't want to miss that. The Daily Buzz is back in just a moment.